There was once a rich country estate, and in this house there lived a boy, the main character of our story, the prodigal son. While the man at the piano, well, this man was his father. It was on this day that the prodigal son demanded his inheritance from his father, long before he reached maturity. His father grew enraged, accusing him of treason. Now there was another boy upstairs, who all of a sudden heard the goings-on of the bottom floor. He went to investigate. This boy was the eldest son. Seeing his father and his brother arguing, he was curious and decided to listen in. But as they argued, even despite his father's persistence, the prodigal son demanded his inheritance immediately. The father finally relented, signing off the inheritance and handing it to his son. The boy took it and threw his cloak on the floor, the symbol of his household. Then he took his things, and he left his house and his family. As the eldest son watched on, he was confused, wondering what was happening. So, he returned to his room upstairs to ponder upon the events. The father, saddened by the desertion of his son, picked up his cloak, the last remaining piece that he had of his family. However, there was one thing that the prodigal son had forgotten: his cookies. Begin the travel montage.
I'm on my way from misery to happiness to thee. I'm on my way from misery to happiness to thee. I'm on my way to what I want from this world. And years from now, you'll make it to the next world. And everything that you receive up yonder is what you give to me the day I wonder. I took a right.
No, wait, there's a car coming! Stop the montage! Okay, alright, that was... Okay, you can start it over again. Okay.
I took the road that brought me to your hometown. I took the bus to streets that I could walk down. I walked the streets to find the one I looked for. I climbed the stair that led me to your front door.
After a minute and a half of musical montage, our hero finds himself exhausted and tired, so he decides to take a break, only to realize that he is out of cookies. Finding himself in front of a map, he looks for a store of which to replenish himself, only to find it is right behind him. So, he decides to enter in. And yet, our forgetful character has once again forgotten something very important. So he enters into the little coffee shop. So he gets his coffee and decides to find a place to sit and rest. Growing tired of this modern music, he decided to find something more suitable to his tastes. Finding a good CD, he proceeded toward the stairs. So he decided to go upstairs to a more secluded place. While our character was reading his CD, it was unbeknownst to him that he would be met by an old friend. His conscience. Well, who are you? I'm your conscience, she explained. The boy wished to know what she wanted. She simply told him that what he had done was wrong, and that it was not God's will. But the boy was not worried. He had money, he could do whatever he wanted, and nothing could stop him. Now what would he do with all this money? He'd spend it, of course. Maybe buying a new car. Right there. Or maybe some more coffee. Or how about a lawnmower? A big lawnmower. Or maybe some more coffee. And why not? Why not even a house? Or maybe some more coffee. The point is, the boy continued to spend his money on worthless things, things that he did not need. And spend is all he did, until he'd spent the very last of his inheritance. It was not long after, when our prodigal son got into a terrible car wreck. He was not killed, but he was still injured, and his hospital bills were very expensive. And with all of his inheritance money gone, he could not afford them, and so he became homeless, and lived on the streets. Tired, cold, and hungry, he begged for food by day and slept on the streets at night, constantly hoping, just maybe, for a miracle. The miracle of forgiveness. One day he decided to take another trip to the coffee shop, hoping for some answers. And just as he expected, his conscience appeared. She gave him the "I told you so" look. The boy knew what he had done was wrong, so she told him to go back to his father, but he refused. But no, she persisted, he must go and apologize. Finally the boy relented, and decided that he would go back to his father and beg for forgiveness. Satisfied that her task was complete, she left. Now the father was still at home, waiting for the hopeful return of his son. And as he was pacing the porch, all of a sudden, there was a figure in the distance, rounding the corner. It was his son! The boy ran up and began to beg his father for forgiveness. But his father would hear none of it. But he called for a servant to bring out the finest robe and to prepare a feast. Father and son were reunited once again. So the boy was given the finest robes, and his father granted him a feast. Hooray! Ah yes, all was well. But there was one more thing. The eldest son was angry at his father for giving his other son such a feast, even though he had betrayed him. Seeing that his eldest son was distraught, he began to explain why he had forgiven him. Son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours. But we had to celebrate and rejoice, because this brother of yours was dead, and has come to life. He was lost, and has been found. He had died to sin, and is now alive again. And so they threw a feast. The end.